All right, now we have the grand final of the girls' third 8. St. Paul's, Kent, Andover, Exeter, Hanover, and Boston Latin.
2 minutes.
A 2-minute call, but I suspect we'll also have a quick start here again.
Ladies, this will be a quick start once we have a light.
St. Paul's, coached by Deb Vo and Michael Spencer. Kent, coached by Garrison Smith. You'll notice him with his cowboy hat on. Caitlin Varga Wells and Michael Seepman. Talked to Garrison at lunchtime. Apparently he's got a son and daughter racing out here today as well. For Kent, naturally.
Attention! Go!
And we're racing. And the Exeter men's coaches are Albert Leger, Marshall Moore, Greg Spanier, Townley Chisholm, and Avery Ravel. All right, good start by the crews. Kent and St. Paul's, as well as Exeter, seem to be in the mix here. Andover falling back just a little bit, as is Hanover and Boston Latin. Kent looking very strong in lane 2. Exeter in lane 4 also looking strong. Exeter starting to take seats away from Kent. So the top 3 boats at this stage are Exeter, Kent, St. Paul's, and back in lane 5 to Hanover. And in lane 3, Andover, and finally Boston Latin. Wow, Exeter continues to distance themselves over the rest of the field. They now have a half-length lead over Kent in lane 2. Kent has established not quite a half length over St. Paul's as we get to the 500-meter mark. Then it's back to Hanover. Andover and Boston Latin. Let's see if we can get some stroke rates here. All right, Exeter in the lead, rowing about a 35. In lane 2, Kent rowing at a 34.5, so pretty close together. In lane 1, St. Paul's is still staying with them. So it should be those 3 at the front, turning it over to the finish line.
Here we go, girls' third varsity 8 grand final. We have St. Paul's, Kent, Andover, Exeter, Hanover, Boston Latin. So our first of our 8 grand finals of a day as they start with the third varsity 8s. And hard to tell from here, but looks to be Kent and Exeter out early lead. Andover a bit off the pace, followed by our crews in lanes 5 and 6, Hanover and Boston Latin. But it looks to be St. Paul's, Kent, and Exeter all fighting for their medals. Hard to tell between St. Paul's and Kent. Those 2 crews know each other well, going stroke for stroke here, about crossing the last 500 meters of the race. Seeing some really high quality rowing here from the low boats. Great sign for the near league here. St. Paul's looking great coming into the last 500 as they hit that wall of wind. Exeter as well, strong out in lane 5. Hard to tell. Exeter may have a slight lead over Kent for second place. They might even be in first. St. Paul's and Kent really battling each other. Coxon's keeping a close eye on each other. St. Paul's doing a really nice job getting those catches in. Very direct in the headwind. Exeter as well. Very clean rowing from those young women. Very nice rowing. We have Boston Latin and Andover bit off the pace. Yeah, looks to be St. Paul's and Kent still nothing between them. Exeter looking very strong out in lane 5, really laying it down. Looks like they just took their first shift, about 100 meters for the red buoy line. Very strong rowing. Want to secure that gold medal. St. Paul, slight lead over Kent, maybe a seat. Exeter charging hard down in lane 5. Look to be a couple beats higher than the rest. Exeter starting to click. St. Paul's starting to push away from Kent just a touch. Kent's not letting him go. Kent's responding. Great race. Exeter looking very strong out in lane 5. They look to have about a half-length lead over the rest of the field. St. Paul's about a seat advantage over Kent. Make that 2 seats. Exeter firmly in first place. Near open water over St. Paul's. St. Paul's charging to half a length over Kent. St. Paul's Coxon sitting on 5 seat of Kent now. Sitting on 4 seat, making their walk, reestablishing content with Exeter. What looks to be Exeter crossing now with a gold medal. Followed by St. Paul's with the silver. And Kent with the third. We have our 4th place crew, Hanover, crossing the line now. Oh, by a tight race for 5th. We have Boston Latin leading Andover by about half a length. Both crews coming to the line, last couple strokes. Both crews across now. Great racing.